So we still have about a minute. I just want to put it out there again for anyone else that just joined us. If you would like to give me any requests or tell me anything going on in your body, tell me in your little chat space in the chat room, and I'll see that. And if you are ready, go ahead and come onto your backs, please. Lay down. Let's start dessert first, as I like to call it. Come to lay down. If it's comfortable to have your legs straight and long, you can do that. If it's a little achy on your low back, just keep your feet planted and your knees together. Just take a minute, get comfortable, give yourself the opportunity to get any little wiggles or adjustments that you want out of your system. And as your body starts to get comfortable and you find a little bit of physical stillness, take a deep, slow inhale to your backside against the floor and let out a sigh. Do that again with your back against the floor. Inhale to the floor. Sigh it out. Do that a couple more times if you like, filling up through your nose, emptying out through your mouth, softening your jaw, relaxing the muscles around your eyes and your forehead. Just listen to your body now. Take some time to scan through all your muscles and bones, listening and watching for any sensation you find. Observing where you might be feeling tired or sore. Those places tend to speak the loudest to us. And then let your awareness and your mind wander past into the quieter areas. Notice the soles of your feet, the palms of your hands. And invite yourself to breathe a little slower, a little deeper. Invite your inhale to expand wider in all directions now, front to back, side to side, top to bottom. Slow your exhale down until you feel your shoulders soften and melt towards the floor. And just take the next few rounds to encourage your breath to become slower, smoother, and more intentional. Meaning you're breathing with purpose. Take the next few rounds to consider what your purpose is tonight, what you came onto your mat into this virtual room to find and to feel. Perhaps tonight you have an intention to simply slow down and be present. Take the next few rounds of breath to hone in on your own loving intention for tonight's practice. Find the words of comfort and love that you most need to hear tonight. you feel ready with your intention loud and clear in your mind, take a deep sighing breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then take yourself into a nice long body stretch. Send your legs out long, your arms behind you, and roll your wrists and your ankles a few times. Just wiggling out through the tips of your fingers and your toes. And then eventually you'll find your legs and give them a hug. Gently rock a little right to left or draw a few circles on the ceiling. Just finding some nice weight from your own body against the firm floor. And pressing away tension and tightness from the low back. And then taking both hands onto your right knee, start to stretch your left leg out long. Really energize the left leg. You can flex or point to your toes, doesn't matter to me, but some intentional action out of your left leg, the long leg. It's going to help create action all the way up your thigh into the belly. So wake up that long leg and then just comfortably hug the right thigh towards you. Try to let your shoulders soften. And check back in with the quality of your breath. Good. Shifting your hands to the back of your right thigh. Start to kick the ceiling up. It's okay if there's still a big bend in the right leg, but you want to really energetically press up through the right foot. So I like to flex here. The left leg is still very energetic as well. If you prefer, you can reel that left foot in. And think of moving your thigh into your hands as opposed to pulling it in really tight. So we're creating space between our belly and our thigh to really engage all those great core muscles. One more big breath in, and then breathe out, release the leg, keeping your heel towards your bum. Just start to draw a few circles. With your right knee, you can make tiny circles, big ones, whatever feels comfortable. Just following a range of movement that feels good. Getting a few circles in both directions. And then letting the right leg extend long. Bring the left knee up into your hands and wake up the right leg. Again, so we're just finding a little bit of a push-pull happening here. The extended leg is moving away from us as we hug the left thigh in. Making sure you're breathing into your belly and all the way out from your belly. Moving your hands to the back of your left thigh, start to kick the ceiling up with this leg here. Reminder, it's okay to have a bend in your knee, but as long as your foot is nice and active, you're going to create energy all throughout your leg into your belly. So let your thigh move into your hands a little as you push the ceiling up. Keep the extended leg active, or if you prefer, you can reel it in if that's better for your low back today. One more big breath in, and as you breathe out, release the leg, keeping heel towards your bum. Draw those circles, just getting a few comfortable circles in both directions. You might get a few little clunking or crackling sounds. Good. One more nice long body stretch, both legs to the end of your mat, both arms behind you. Nice big feel good stretch, and then hug the legs towards you again. If it feels good to rock and roll your way up to a seat, you can do that. Otherwise, just turn to the side, make your way up and into a comfortable cross-legged seat. I feel like I'm yelling at you all. How is the volume situation? Give me a thumbs up if it's working for you. Okay, thank you. All right, so just check in which shin you brought in front and then switch it. Switch it out. Good. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, unwind, reach high. Exhale, twist to the left. A few times like that. Inhaling to unwind. Exhaling to twist. Just following the range of movement that feels comfortable. Your arms are just dancing with your breath. They're not pushing or pulling your spine any farther than it wants to go right now. When you feel like you've gotten both sides to your liking, pause on an inhale, and then release your hands just out beside you. Keep the arms a little energetic here. The shoulders are soft and wide. And then drop your chin to your chest. As you inhale, draw your left cheek towards your left shoulder. Exhale, chin to your chest. Inhale, right cheek to the right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Continue like this a few rounds, letting go of any unnecessary tightness around your jaw and your throat. This is very much our communication center. So that doesn't just speak to the words we're letting out. This is kind of the space where we hold our inner monologue. So if, like many of us, you've had a lot on your mind and on your heart, your throat might get a little caught up in the middle, might get a little tight. So we're not trying to stretch these muscles so much as just ask them to let go of any unnecessary tightness. When you feel like you've gotten both sides evenly, let your chin pause at your chest. And inhale your head up to neutral. Start to make your way onto your hands and knees. I'm just going to close these drapes because I'm getting blinded here. Coming onto your hands and knees, finding a comfortable tabletop, lining up shoulders over your wrists, hips over the knees. Start to find a comfortable organic cat and cow. Inhaling to arch the spine. Exhaling to flex and round into the back body. Inhale to arch. Take the shoulders back. Exhale to round and lift the belly. Please feel free to make this your own organic movement. Follow any authentic wiggles and variations that you might want. Maybe you come in and out of a child's pose a few times. Maybe you just like to pause and rock your hips right to left. Y'all are all in your own safe spaces, so now more than ever, listen to me when I say this is your time. Let this practice feel good for you. After you've had a few rounds of comfortable, organic movement, a chance to open up your spine and check in with your belly, your heart, your shoulders. You'll pause, find a neutral spine, and then extend your toes back to find a plank. So just for a moment, a nice long plank, getting shoulders over the wrists, heels over your toes. And then keep your hands and feet glued to the mat as you lift your hips up and back to your downward dog. So that's just a really simple and effective way to kind of find the right measurement between hands and feet for your body. And then just take a minute if you want to pedal your calves or wag your tail. Maybe you just want to settle right into it and check in. As you're ready, inhale to lift your heels, look forward, and exhale to walk your feet towards your hands, coming into a fold. Take your feet wide, about as wide as your hands just were, and then soften. Bend the knees as much as it takes for your belly to connect with your thighs a little bit, and then gaze to the back of your mat. Maybe shake your head no. Maybe catch opposite elbows. Take a moment here to run your intention through your mind. Remember your purpose, the intention behind each breath and movement. Sliding your hands up to your thighs, bend the knees a little bit more. Inhale, press halfway up, and exhale, rise to stand. Take a moment, wiggle, bounce, whatever you want. On an inhale, sweep your arms up, and exhale, soften the knees, hinge at your hips as you fold back down. Inhale, lengthen up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, and come into a runner's lunge, adjusting your front foot so it's between the hands. And you've got a nice, long, energetic lift through the back leg. As you inhale, puff up into the back body. Exhale to just soften, get the spine long again. Inhale, puff, lift, maybe just an inch or two. Exhale, soften, lengthen. One more time, inhaling, puff and lift. As you exhale, lower the back knee. Walk your hands up to your front thigh. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, cactus, open wide. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, open up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to downward dog. On an inhale, roll forward to your plank. The knees can come down if you like. Exhale, lower to the mat. Inhale, peel up for a no-handed cobra. So we're lifting the hands all the way up off the mat, pressing really energetically through the feet, waking up the thighs, and reaching your heart forward. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release the palms, tuck your toes, lift from your belly as you make your way to downward dog. On an inhale, send your left leg up. Pausing for just a moment here in your three-legged dog. Don't worry about getting as high as it can go. Try to make it long and energetic. Keep your heart moving back. Find your belly squeezing towards your spine here. Deep inhale where you are. Exhale to step the left foot forward. If it doesn't make it all the way up on the first try, no big deal. Just wiggle it up. And then I'm tenting my fingertips here if you felt like you needed more space and you've got blocks or anything that is sturdy you could put under your hands. That might help. We're inhaling to puff up, lift into the back of your heart, and exhale to soften, lengthen the spine. Inhale, puff up, lift. Exhale to soften and lengthen. One more time, inhaling to puff up, lift from the back of the heart, and then release the back knee down as you breathe out. Walk your hands up to the front thigh. Just taking a moment to see if you've got a comfortable low lunge, and then you can release the arms up. On an inhale, exhale, cactus, open wide. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open wide. Inhale, reaching up high. Exhale, reach forward in front of your toes. Tuck the back toes and carefully step forward to a fold at the top. Inhale to lengthen up halfway, maybe using your shins for support. Exhale to fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reaching high. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward to your fold. Soften your knees as you're hinging forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back. So we're just rewinding, the right foot's going back again. Keeping a nice lift from the pelvic floor, lifting from the belly. Rise all the way up to a high lunge. Big inhale here. As you're exhaling, you're carefully turning open to your left, finding an open twist. Think of bringing out your spine by getting as wide as you can, right to left. Keep that back leg lifting and really energetic. Inhale to unwind, face forward, reaching high. Exhale, warrior two. Set the right heel down, open up wide. If you want to adjust your stance front to back, you can. And then try to soften your shoulders out of your throat. I like to turn my palms up sometimes if I feel like I'm crunching up into my throat too much. Get wide, make space. Inhale deeply. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands to the top of your mat. Step back to downward dog. Inhale to wave forward to a plank. Knees can stay up or come down. Exhale, lower all the way to the mat. Inhale up for your no-handed cobra. Again, peel the palms up. Work the back body and your legs here to create this lift. One more big inhale, maybe peel up a little higher. Exhale, release the palms, tuck your toes. Lift from your belly as you find your way to downward dog. Inhale your right leg up, pausing in a three-legged dog here. Again, looking for length and energy out of this top leg. You don't have to get it as wide as possible. That tends to turn the hips open. So just look for energy. From your right hand to your right foot, squeeze from the belly. Take a big inhale and exhale, step the right foot forward. Again, if it doesn't quite make it as far as you want it on the first try, just wiggle it up there. Lift from the pelvic floor, lift from the belly. Rise up to a lunge when you're ready. Moving towards that open twist, take a deep inhale to prepare. As you exhale, very carefully shift your gaze over to the right and open. Move those shoulders out and down. Big inhale to unwind, face forward, reach high. Exhale to your warrior two. Set the left heel down, open up. Look for stability here. Instead of going as wide as you possibly can, just make it comfortable. And then feel that strength from your legs. Pull all the way up to your belly, up to your crown, so the whole body can take part in this shape and this experience. Big breath in. As you breathe out, cartwheel your hands to the top of the mat. Pause, carefully step forward. Take the feet wide for a yogi squat. So you've got your feet about mat width, and then you're sending your hips down between the heels. So if you've ever taken my classes, you know I love this pose. If getting feeling really low, it's not quite working for you, use your own thighs as a little shelf and press down into them. Or if you've got blocks, you could sit onto the blocks. If you're floating in this shape, we're working to keep some lift. So we're not just sinking down as far as possible. I could sit here easily if I want to. I need to work my muscles around the joints and lift up through the heart, lengthen your spine. Take a great big inhale, ride your exhale all the way up to standing. Nice job. Bring the feet to a comfortable distance. Get a little wiggle if you need it. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, take a side bend to your right. So you're pressing that right hand into your body for support as you get really long through the left side. Send your tail down and your belly is hugging in and up. So we're not bending as far as possible. We're keeping energy and lift. Inhale up through the middle. You'll exhale over to the left, just going the other way. Keeping that strong engagement from the thighs towards the midline, tail down to the floor, belly in and up, heart lifting up out to that right side. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart, bend into your knees, come into a chair pose. Feet can be hip width or all the way in, whatever you're comfortable with. What matters most to me is what's happening here in your pelvis. A lot of us just flare our tail out, like we're gonna sit into a chair. Send it down so that your belly wakes up. And then breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Welcome the work. Welcome the heat that's building in your body. Let it burn away anything like worry or doubt, things out of your control. Just focus on the quality of your breath and the heat in your muscles. On an inhale, rise, spring all the way up, maybe open up a tiny bit, and exhale to slowly find your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to a plank. Pause here in your plank. Think of this as being kind of like an extended cat pose. So instead of going for like a board, I want you to push the floor away. Find that cuff between the shoulder blades and curl your tail so you find the space between your pubic bone and your belly button, starting to really fire up. Inhale, tip forward slightly. Exhale, chaturanga. You can come all the way down for a cobra or inhale your way towards upward dog, pressing through the arms, lifting through the thighs and the heart. And shifting back to downward dog. I like to move through hands and knees. Maybe you like to rewind through your chaturanga. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Inhale up to your high lunge. Taking a moment, feeling that lift and energy through your back thigh. That's going to be your anchor here as we start to find our twist. With a big inhale to prepare, getting taller. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, unwind, face forward to reach high again. Exhale, set the left heel down, coming into your warrior two. Flip your right palm up. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Send your palm up first. Look for length. Keep that lift up to the right side of your heart, just like that side bend a moment ago. And then maybe reach back a tiny bit. Keep the bend in the front knee. Inhaling back through your warrior two. Pause. Exhale to straighten the front leg. Inhale, get longer out through your right side. As you exhale, we're coming into a triangle pose. I encourage you to just bring the back of your hand inside of that right leg. Actively press it into yourself to help spin those top ribs up. And then you might find that breath by breath, you're able to sink it down a little bit. But it's okay to start high and stay high. Just focus on long, strong legs, a long, strong spine, and making lots of space across your chest. The gaze can go up if that feels okay to your neck. Inhale back up to your warrior two, bending the front knee, rising up through your crown. Exhale, hands come to the top of your mat. Step back, take your vinyasa of choice. You're lowering on your exhale, inhaling for your back bend of choice, and we'll meet in downward dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Let an inhale lift you up to your high lunge. Looking for that energy and extension through the back thigh. Take an inhale to get taller through your crown. And when you're ready, you'll exhale to twist to the left. Really wringing out your spine by getting as wide as you can right to left. Inhale to unwind, face forward to reach high. Exhale, warrior two. I'm just gonna spin around here so I can still see what's going on. Flip the left palm up. Inhale, reverse. First looking for length and height, and then maybe sweeping it back slightly. Inhaling back to your warrior two. Exhale, straighten the front leg. As you inhale, reach out past your left toes and exhale to find your triangle pose. Bringing the back of your hand to just press actively into your leg, spinning the right ribs up and getting long out to the top of your head. If it feels all right to the neck, your gaze can go up, or it might feel better to look down. Inhaling back up to your warrior two, softening the front knee as you rise. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame the left foot, step back, vinyasa your way, back towards downward dog. Taking a nice big breath in here. As you breathe out, we'll pause to set the knees down and set up a dolphin pose. So I'm bringing my forearms to the mat, got my elbows shoulder distance apart. Forearms can be parallel or prayer hands, whichever feels more comfortable. And then you're tucking your toes to lift your hips up and back again. It's very much like downward dog, but I find it really helpful to just keep the heels up, so intentionally tippy toe a bit, and then you might even take the feet a bit wider and bend the knees to create even more space for your heart to move back, your belly and thighs to compress. You might find your toes are able to step forward a little. Keep your head off the floor. You're driving the mat away. On an exhale, release your knees down and come into the child's pose. Either letting your elbows just wing out to the sides, or you can wrap your hands all the way back. Just take a couple of breaths to check in. How are you feeling? What's your heart rate like? How is your breath? And then as you're ready, you'll start to make your way back up to a downward dog. I always like to get a little bit of a wiggle after that hard dolphin work. As you come into your downward dog, inhale up to your tippy toes and exhale to tippy toe. Fit as many tiny steps as you can from the back of your mat to the top. You might find that your knees bend a lot. Try to work that compression of belly to thighs. Eventually, you'll let the heels come down and fold. Slide your hands up to your thighs. Give them a push. Inhale halfway up. Exhale to rise. And release your hands at the small of your back, keeping a really generous bend in the elbows. Start to roll the shoulders back and down. Lift up through your heart. And breathe here. Try to let your crown rise up so that it's not just pulling you forward. Let your cervical spine stack tall. Avoid the temptation to just walk out your elbows. You can have your elbows straightened and your shoulders internally rotated. So what we're going for here is a big external rotation of the upper arm and the shoulder. Taking a big inhale here. As you exhale, release and just get a little cross in front, cross in back, spaghetti noodle arms. We'll continue with an inhale, reaching up high. Exhale, chair pose, hands to your heart, bending into the knees, looking for that length in your low back, space between the belly and thighs. Maybe you sit a tiny bit lower. Maybe you skip it entirely because I can't see you anyway. You could be dancing. On an inhale, rise all the way up and exhale to fold, nice and slow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to a plank. Pausing here, we're going to shift to a side plank on the left side. So I'm rolling to the pinky edge of my left foot. You can either walk a tightrope or stack the ankles. Try not to lock out this bottom elbow. Keep a little bit of a bend and imagine puppet strings on the top hip, at your ribs, on that top hand. Excellent. I love that I can see some of y'all. This is so fun. That I'm not just doing this hard work alone. Start to squeeze your right thigh up towards you. If you can, little yoga challenge here. You're going to try to step that right foot forward without using your hands to help. Then rise on up to a lunge with an inhale. Big breath in to get taller. Exhale, open twist to the right. So you can stay with this open twist again, or release your right hand down and send your left palm up and back. Taking a big breath in. As you breathe out, sweep the left arm back, set the left heel down, come into your warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Send the right palm up and back. Inhale, straighten the front leg, reach out long. Exhale, go right into your triangle pose. Lifting up through the left ribs. Keeping space and lift on the bottom side. Inhale, up to warrior two, bending the front knee to rise. And exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame the right foot, step back. Take your Vinyasa of choice. You can always just take a simple cat-cow or just move right into your downward dog. Inhale, roll forward to your plank. Pausing here. I'm going to turn around so I don't have my back to you. You'll shift to your right side. So the pinky edge of your right foot for the side plank on the other side. Keeping a little micro bend in that bottom elbow. Lifting up from the bottom. Lifting from the top hip, from the top ribs. Good, and then we'll start to squeeze the left thigh up towards us, finding that little yogi challenge again. See if you can sweep your left foot to the top of your mat without falling over entirely. Inhale up to a high lunge. Inhale to get longer for your spine. Exhale, open twist to the left. You can stay wide here, or like we tried on the first side, set the left hand down, reach the right palm up and back. Big breath in. As you breathe out, sweep the right arm back, set the right heel down, coming into your warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, rising up, straightening the front leg, get long through the left side, exhale to your triangle pose. Get wide from right to left. Inhale, back up to your warrior two, softening the front knee as you rise. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to the top of your mat. Step back, take your flow of choice back towards your downward dog. And then see if this time you can go right from your downward dog to your dolphin pose. You can go one at a time or set both of them down at the same time. If you prefer to lower the knees first, that's fine. We're coming into dolphin one more time. In case my image is not clear, remember we're keeping our head off the floor here, so we're pushing the ground away, really lifting up through the shoulders. Big inhale, exhale, release your knees down, and we'll come to sit up on the heels. Keep your toes tucked and sit back onto the heels. Fingertips to your shoulders. Inhale, draw the elbows forward and up. Exhale, take them back and down. Just draw some nice big circles with the tips of your elbows. If this is a lot on your feet and you feel like they need breaks, you can always pulse up on the inhale and back down with the exhale, or just stay up. One more nice big circle. And then release your hands forward and down. You can untuck the toes, maybe give them a little tap. Find your way back up to downward dog. When you're ready, opening up, hands and knees, tucking the toes, sending your hips up and back. Take a nice deep inhale and let it out with an audible sigh. I can't hear y'all, so I'm imagining. Let's do that again. In through your nose, out with a sigh. Inhale, lift your heels, look forward, and exhale to step or hop your way into your yogi squat again. Feet wide, heels down, toes out. So I mentioned before, the goal is not to get as low as possible because you could just sit down here. We want to find a lot of nice lift from the pelvic floor, lift up through the crown, as much energy and rise as possible. Because when we just hang out like this, that's just another way of locking out the joints. So muscularize, wake up all around the ankles, knees, hips, spine. Take a deep inhale, use the exhale to rise all the way up. Take a little wiggle if you need it. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Catch hold of your left wrist this time, and as you exhale, pull up and over with that right hand. So we're using the strength of this bottom arm to really elongate the top side. And I'm imagining that I'm stamping this outside foot down farther to the ground. Inhale, rise up, switch the grip. Exhale, pull up and over to your left. Again, find energy through that outside foot. Imagine pushing straight through the ground. Inhale to rise up, release the hands. Exhale, start to hinge. Pause at halfway. Take a big breath in and exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Lower all the way down to your belly. Sending your arms down alongside you, setting up for Locust Pose. Bring your chin to the mat and, or not your chin, excuse me. Tuck your chin, bring your forehead to the mat like so. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. With the next in-breath, lift everything up off your mat. Imagine reaching straight out through your heart and just let your gaze stay soft in front of your mat. Zip up the legs, really bring them all the way in. Breathe deeply enough that you might feel yourself kind of rocking up and down slightly. One more big breath in. And breathe out, release hands under the shoulders, tuck your toes. You might take a little pit stop through a child's pose on your way up to a down dog. We'll meet here. Inhale your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Set the left knee down. So we're coming back to our low lunge. If you've got a blanket or a towel, or something, and you feel like your back knee needs a little bit more cushion, go ahead and reel that in. And then walk your hands up to your front thigh. Reel them in nice and close to your body, and literally push your thigh away. Feel your belly move in and up, so you get taller. And send your tail down. So all of that is working to neutralize our pelvis. Particularly if the hip flexors are tight, your tail is going to want to just flare back here. So send your tail down, work your belly to help facilitate that stretch of those large muscles. You can keep your hands on your front thigh or send them up. Maybe you start to lift your gaze. Maybe you start to reach back for your thumbs and lift the gaze a little more. Go where you're comfortable. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, release your hands to the small of your back, finding that clasp of the hands. Roll the shoulders back and down, lift up through your heart, and maybe drag your fists down on your backside slightly. Try not to lock out the elbows, a little micro bend. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release the clasp. Bring your hands to frame the front foot. So I'm going to assume that everybody's working without blocks, like I am right now. So what we'll do is keep the front thigh touching your belly as you start to shift your hips back. So you might stop, like right here, with a really big bend in the leg. That's okay. Hard flex of the toes up towards your shin, and keep that contact of belly to thigh. If it's really sensational, you might inhale forward and exhale back to kind of massage a little bit of relaxation into those large muscles in the back of the right thigh. And if you have the mobility and you're comfortable, or you have blocks and you're able to make enough space to straighten the leg, that's okay too. One of the most important things here is the action in your foot and a little bit of a reach back through that right hip. So you're not letting it pull forward from the tightness. You're drawing it back. On an inhale, bend all the way forward into the right knee again. And carefully send your right leg all the way back. We're going to turn for a side plank variation here. Turn that back foot to plant. Send your right arm up. And then maybe you sweep it out overhead. Use your grounded hand and knee to really push the floor away. Get a nice big stretch out of this shape. Inhale here and exhale to find your way to a tabletop. Inhale, move the shoulders forward, past the wrist. Exhale, lower halfway, finding a baby chaturanga. Inhale here, exhale, lower all the way down. Setting up for our locust again here, the arms can be long, or maybe you add in the clasp of the hands if you want. Take a full breath to prepare. Inhaling completely to your belly. Exhaling from your belly. The inhale lifts everything up as one. Taking one more big breath in, maybe lifting a little higher. Exhale, release down. Take a quick pit stop through a child's pose. On your way up to downward dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Set the right knee down. Walk your hands up to your left thigh, bringing them nice and close, and press your thigh away. So we're looking to make space to elongate the low back. So belly comes in, tail moves down, crown lifts up. Hands can stay right here for support, or maybe you start to reach up. Maybe you start to lift the gaze. Maybe you start to draw the thumbs back. Wherever you want to go tonight. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release the hands down to the small of your back, finding that clasp. Roll the shoulders back, lift up on your chest, staying here for just a few more breaths. Really utilize that back foot, whether it's tucked toes or untucked. Use it for stability and to create energy through the entire back leg. One more big breath in. As you breathe out, gaze down, release the hands down. We're connecting belly or ribs and thigh and keeping them connected as we start to shift the hips back, getting that really active flex out of the toes. Maybe it feels kind of intense, so you sort of rock a little forward and back. Again, if you've got blocks and or the mobility to do so, straighten the legs, straighten the spine. The problem is that if we're really tight and we try to straighten the leg before our body's ready, the spine will curve and your low back suffers. We lose the stretch there and just the low back gets angry. So we want to make sure we keep the spine really long. And now to bend completely into the front knee, planting the hands carefully, sending the left leg to the back of the mat. And then we're shifting to the right side, finding our side plank variation. You can keep the top arm reaching high or sweep it all the way overhead, using the strength of your bottom side to really push the floor away. Inhale deeply and exhale, come around towards a tabletop. If you had a blanket there, go ahead and move it out of the way and come all the way down to your bellies. Popping up to Sphinx pose here. Lightning's intense. You've got your elbows roughly stacked under the shoulders. They're hugging in towards the midline, lifting up through the chest. And then draw the left forearm across. Keep your heart up. Right hand catches the right foot. Before you do any intense squeezing, just check in with your heart. So I'm turning to face you guys here, and most of us do that anyway on the attempt to catch the foot. Try to just bring your heart to face forward again. Move your shoulder onto your back, and then it's safe to create that squeeze. And if this just feels like too much, let that front arm slide out and become a pillow. Maintain a nice, smooth, quality inhale and exhale. It doesn't matter how deep you get in the poses or how long you hold them. What matters is the quality of your breath and your intention or purpose behind the movements. On an exhale, gently release your foot to the back of your mat, and then take a pause to let your chest come down. Coming back up to your Sphinx. Elbows are under the shoulders again. Legs are long. Breath is smooth. And then you're moving the right forearm across to keep your heart lifted. Left hand catches the left foot. So again, you might have twisted to catch that foot. Just bring your heart to face forward. Take your shoulder onto your back and then squeeze. So it's very much like the action that's happening in our cobra, right? We're just taking the elbow up. In a very similar movement, we're just trying to catch the foot as well. So a little added challenge, of course, but it's a familiar direction for your body. You just have to let your head get out of the way sometimes. Big breath in. As you breathe out, gently release your foot to the back of your mat. Release your chest down. Maybe shimmy the hips a little, or windshield wiper your feet side to side. Okay, so I'd like to invite you to take a little bit of a bigger back bend here, if it sounds nice to you. Locust Pose would be a great alternative for just a classic cobra or high cobra. But if you're interested in it, we're now going to try to catch both feet together and then bring your forehead to the mat for a moment to take a nice full breath all the way in and all the way out. And on the next in breath, lift your head, kick into the hands, find your bow pose. Lift through the toes, take the head back towards your feet. Your head is very heavy, so if you let it fall forward, it's going to pull you forward. Lift your head, keep your head up, y'all. In all the ways I mean that, keep your head up. We will get through this. On an exhale, gently lower down, and then release the feet so we don't slingshot out of it, and rest your head down. Take a deep, slow inhale. Side out. And then you can, in your own time, just flop over onto your back. And then find your knees in your hands. start to find just a gentle Akhanasana, inhaling the thighs away, exhaling thighs towards you. Just using again the weight of your own body and the nice firm floor. Pressure massage away any lingering tension in the spine and hips. Releasing your feet down to the mat. We'll cross right ankle over the left knee. This is another one where action in the foot is really important for keeping the knees safe. So you can just hang out here with your left foot grounded, or you might catch the back of your left thigh or even the left shin, keeping that flex in the right toes and hugging the shape in towards you. Try to let your shoulders soften. Try to let your face, your mouth, your jaw soften. Taking a deep breath in. As you breathe out, release your left leg long. Take hold of your right knee. So just like we started, we're coming back to the same shape. And then we'll take this right leg with us and roll all the way over to your left side. So you're just like cozy, comfortable on your left side. And then start to draw a rainbow on the floor, overhead and out to the right. You might just stay right in the twist. Or if you're feeling a little crunchy tonight, you might open and close it a few times, gently working your way into your sweet spot where you will stay for a few breaths. If it feels too tight on the low back, just reel in that bottom leg so both knees are stacked beside you. Whenever you do find that sweet spot, take a nice deep inhale through your nose and let it out through your wide open mouth. As many times as you like. With a big inhale, we're going to unwind back onto our left side and then catch your legs, bring them with you onto your back, adjusting yourself on your mat as needed. And then let the right foot come down, cross the left ankle over the right knee, keep an active flex on those left toes. You can stay with the right foot planted or catch the back of your thigh, maybe that front shin. I'm really tight on this side so you guys can see how this knee really caves in towards me. So I like to just take my hand kind of onto my ankle and use my elbow to encourage that knee away from me as this other hand is pulling the leg in. Nice, slow, conscious, present breathing here. Stay with your breath. Stay in your body. As you're ready, release the right leg long, hugging the left knee towards you. And then you'll roll all the way over. And start to draw those sometimes, sweeping your fingers out to the left, maybe opening and closing that twist once or twice until you eventually find your sweet spot and hang out there. If it feels too tight on the hips of the low back, reel in that bottom leg so they're just stacked beside you. As you find your twist and you settle, take a few sighing breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Not only does hearing your own breath calm your nervous system, But when you soften your jaw, you soften a literal train of muscle that leads all the way to your pelvic floor. So soft expression can help soften everything else going on inside of you, both physical and mental, emotional. With a nice big inhale, unwind to come back onto your right side. And then catch your legs, bring them with you onto your back. Give yourself the opportunity to take any authentic, organic wiggles and movements that you want. And then releasing your feet down to the mat. Take the soles of the feet to touch, open the knees wide. If this does not feel comfortable without anything supporting the legs, you could grab a couple of pillows or blocks if you've got them, or just one blanket roll or towel roll, something like this. You could slide it right up close to your buns, and then your thighs are supported a little bit more. We won't be here a super long time though, so if you can, get comfortable here. Let your eyes close or just soften your gaze so that it becomes a little unfocused. Arms can be wherever you like them for a bit more grounding and introspection. Place your palms on your body. As if you were going to blow out a candle, fill up through your nose, and then softly blow the exhale away. Just like that, again, in through your nose, out through your mouth, blowing away anything and everything out of your control. You're welcome to stay in this shape for as long as it remains comfortable. If you are ready, we'll transition towards our final resting pose, Shavasana, using the hands to help close the legs up. You could just widen the feet and keep the knees together and stay like that. Or if you want to stretch the legs long or do anything else, lay in a recliner, whatever you want and makes you comfortable, works for me. So as you start to find your comfortable position, encourage your eyes to close at this time. Let your whole body get very heavy. Take the slowest, deepest inhale yet, filling up wide into every nook and cranny of your lungs. Exhale, slow as can be. Start to take all of your focus and attention into your feet. The soles of your feet and all 10 toes, your ankles. With the next few rounds of breath, repeat to yourself, I am exactly where I am meant to be. I am exactly where I am meant to be. With your feet unburdened and weightless, acknowledge your safety, your comfort. Let your attention drift into your legs, your calves and shins, your knees, your strong thighs and hip joints. With the next few rounds of breath, with all your attention in your strong legs, repeat to yourself, though I have strength, I can rest. Though I have strength, I can rest. Let your attention and your awareness drift up to your pelvic bowl and the depths of your belly, your abdomen. Letting your attention swirl around the soft space between your pelvic floor and your diaphragm, around your ribs, gut. With the next few rounds of breath, repeat to yourself, I am safe. I am loved. I am safe. I am loved. Let your awareness drift up into your chest, your heart space, the whole cavity of your sternum, your shoulder girdle. Let your breath get a little bit deeper. Let it move a bit wider with each inhale and a bit softer with each exhale. With the next few rounds of breath, repeat to yourself, I am patient. I am calm. I am patient. I am calm. Letting your attention start to drift up towards your throat, your jaw, your face, the back of your head against the floor. Take a deep sighing breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth to release any lingering tension in your jaw or your face. And with the next few rounds of breath, recall your intention and repeat it to yourself a few times. Perhaps tacking on, I am enough. I am enough. And allow yourself to just drift away and wander through your mind and your body. Take a deep, cleansing breath. Start to bring yourself back into your body, into your space. Invite your sense of touch and smell and sound to open up. You can stay exactly where you are for as long as you like in your own safe, comfortable space. If you would like to close with me, start to make your way up to a comfortable seat, rising up through your crown, taking a moment to intentionally thank yourself and your body and maybe the loved ones beside you. Bring your hands together at your heart. Observe that space right between your palms, that empty space. This is like the idea of nirodha, the space between the circumstance or the event and the reaction. So, and it's in that space between where we can find most peace, joy, and gratitude. I invite you to thank yourself now, not just for moving your body and doing something for your own health, but for logging in and connecting with the rest of us. Take a deep breath in. Let out a sigh. From my heart and my light to yours, namaste.